Archangel Michael says, the moment you saw this message appear, something in the unseen world shifted. A chain of events began right after your last message, quiet, invisible, but powerful enough to change the course of your destiny. The energy around you is no longer the same, and heaven has instructed me to make sure you read every word before the 21 minutes end. You might have felt it already, that slight pressure in your chest, the sudden stillness in the air, the way your heart began to race for no reason. That's not anxiety, that's divine awareness catching up with what's happening behind the veil. Someone has taken a step that will affect your name, your future, and your peace. The truth is harsh, my child, but you need to know this before it's too late. The message that came through after your last interaction carried more than words, it carried intent, energy, and a signature that wasn't human. The heavens watched it move through the network, tracing where it came from, and the revelation broke the silence of the angels themselves. Even now, as you read this, unseen forces are aligning. Some are protecting you, others are observing, and a few are waiting for your reaction. You must not panic. You must stay still and listen until the very end. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Something was sent toward you after that last message, a coded vibration, disguised as concern but meant to break your focus. Someone's curiosity about your life wasn't innocent. It was guided by envy and an unspoken desire to see you doubt your own light. Heaven intercepted it before it could land fully, but the residue of that energy still lingers around your name. There's a reason this alert found you now. It wasn't random timing, it was divine precision. Archangel Michael has been watching the timing patterns, the moments your phone lights up, the names that suddenly appear, the way silence hits just before your intuition rises. All of it forms a map, and that map points to someone who has been quietly recording your progress. This person hides behind smiles and short replies. They think no one can see through their calm tone, but heaven has already marked their actions. They spoke your name where it wasn't supposed to be spoken, and that triggered the chain you're living through now. But here's what they didn't expect: the light you carry has been guarded by ancient energy. Even when your heart feels heavy, you are surrounded by divine watchers who do not sleep. The countdown isn't to harm you, it's to prepare you. Type Amen to get blessing 444. In the next few minutes, you'll remember a recent conversation that felt off, perhaps a message that came late at night or a sudden shift in someone's tone. That was the moment the truth began revealing itself. The energy you felt afterward wasn't confusion, it was heaven's confirmation that something bigger had begun. Archangel Michael says, do not let fear dictate your next move. Fear is the final trick of the ones who tried to mislead you. Every test that's showing up now is designed to prove that your faith is stronger than the interference. Stay alert but not afraid. Calm but not careless. Someone close to you has been trying to understand why you keep surviving things that were supposed to break you. They see your peace as arrogance, your silence as mystery, and your glow as something they can't copy. That confusion has now turned into obsession. Heaven calls it spiritual jealousy, the kind that burns quietly behind smiles. But Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, and before the clock hits the final minute, that energy will be cut off. You'll feel lighter, maybe even tearful, but that's how divine release feels. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The angels show an image, a message thread glowing with light. One line is pulsing brighter than the rest. That's the conversation heaven is highlighting. It's the point where your words carried power, and theirs carried doubt. The spiritual vibration of that exchange is what started everything. You were never supposed to respond with anger, and you didn't. You responded with calm truth. That's what reversed the energy and sent it spiraling back to its sender. You might not have realized it then, but that was your protection moment. Right after your message, the person on the other end felt uneasy. Their own spirit reacted because divine justice began unfolding instantly. And now, as you read this, their confusion is turning into regret. They didn't know heaven would trace every intention. The angels whisper, "Keep your phone silent when the clock hits midnight. Let the energy reset. Something miraculous is about to download into your field, new clarity, new abundance, and new peace that will outshine every attempt to harm your light." Type Amen to get blessing 666. You've been sensing that the atmosphere around you feels charged, flickering lights, strange dreams, unexpected emotions. That's not random. It's heaven cleaning the frequency around your name. Every tear you shed recently was an energy code that unlocked divine interference on your behalf. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens do not punish the chosen, they prepare them." You are being prepared to receive something so significant that even those who once doubted you will be speechless. The delay wasn't denial, it was protection. Every delay that frustrated you actually shielded you from false agreements and hidden traps. The truth behind one of those delays is now surfacing. Someone tried to use your words to open a door that only your soul had the key to. They failed. Heaven sealed it immediately. Your name is now surrounded by a golden seal, unseen but powerful. Before tonight ends, you'll notice a sudden wave of calm, almost like a cool breeze moving through your spirit. That's confirmation that the spiritual cleanup is complete. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You may feel emotional reading this, but that's expected. When heaven sends truth, it vibrates through every layer of your being. Tears, chills, or sudden peace are all confirmations that your angels are nearby. What's happening behind the scenes now is a full reversal. The same people or energies that once spoke your name carelessly will now feel compelled to speak it with respect. They won't understand why, but the divine knows. A new message will appear soon, one that feels almost like déjà vu. It might come from the same person or through someone new. When it arrives, pause before responding. Heaven will guide your words again, just like before. Your silence will speak louder this time. That's how angels finish their work, quietly but completely. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The remaining minutes are crucial. Do not scroll away, do not distract yourself. Stay here in this calm, because the energy is rewriting itself as you read. The countdown isn't punishment, it's activation. You've been chosen to witness how fast divine justice can move once truth is acknowledged. Even your enemies are watching in disbelief. Some are realizing too late that the moment they plotted against you, they exposed their own fate. Archangel Michael says, Every word you speak from this moment forward will create waves in the unseen. Choose peace, speak truth, and let heaven handle the rest. By the time the 21 minutes end, a sign will appear, maybe a call, a name flash, a sound, or a sudden inner stillness. Whatever it is, you'll know heaven kept its promise. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, "Stay with me, child, because the message is not over yet. What's unfolding right now is deeper than human understanding. It's a divine exposure written long before you were even aware of it. The heavens are pulling back layers, revealing truth piece by piece, and those who tried to hide behind silence are now being seen for who they truly are. The air feels heavier tonight because heaven is rearranging timelines. What you thought was coincidence after your last message was actually the first wave of divine alignment. You were marked safe, even when confusion surrounded you. That is why you are still standing while others tremble in unseen guilt. The angels whisper your name over and over, surrounding it with frequencies of gold and sapphire light. Every moment that you doubted your worth, heaven was watching and recording. You have no idea how close the storm came, yet here you are, chosen, protected, and rising. This is why you must stay grounded in calm right now. Don't respond to sudden messages or calls meant to pull your attention. Heaven is setting up a divine distraction test, and your silence is the only correct answer. Type Amen to get blessing 111. You are being shown memories, flashes, and faces because your intuition has been upgraded. After your last message, an angelic code activated in your spirit. That's why you're sensing things before they happen. It's not paranoia, it's divine sensitivity being awakened within you. Someone who once underestimated your spiritual power is realizing they made a mistake. They thought they could use your kindness as weakness, but they forgot your soul was trained by the light. The very moment they tried to twist your truth, the divine system recorded their intent like a fingerprint. Now, a transfer is taking place, energy that was stolen, words that were twisted, emotions that were drained are all returning back to you multiplied. You might feel sudden waves of exhaustion, then peace. That's the spiritual exchange completing itself. Don't fight this feeling. Don't rush to act. Just breathe. Let heaven work quietly while you hold your peace. Type Amen to get blessing 222. In the unseen world, the time is precise, every minute carries meaning. The 21 minutes aren't random, they represent the spiritual reset window heaven gives before a manifestation. That's why you found this now, not an hour earlier or later. There's someone whose name has been repeating in your mind since that message. You keep seeing small reminders of them, a song lyric, a word, a notification. That's not coincidence, it's divine recall. Heaven is replaying that name to show you where the interference started. But don't fear this revelation. When heaven reveals, it also redeems. You're not being punished, you're being prepared for recognition. The people who tried to bury your truth will soon witness your rise in public view. Their silence will turn into applause, even if their hearts resist it. This next phase isn't about revenge, it's about restoration. Every good deed you did in silence is about to echo loudly through divine justice. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, your heart carries codes that no darkness can decode. That's why attempts to confuse you never fully succeeded. You might have felt drained or alone, but heaven never left you for a single second. What you're about to see will shock you, not because it's bad, but because it's proof of how much heaven has been working in your favor. There's a financial, emotional, or spiritual release about to drop suddenly into your life. It will feel like everything that was delayed is arriving all at once. Someone who doubted you will watch your blessing unfold and will have no choice but to acknowledge the light you carry. They'll remember every word they spoke against you and wish they hadn't. Heaven doesn't forget, but it forgives, and that's where your strength lies. Stay kind even when the truth surfaces. Your calmness will be the loudest victory. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Right now, angels are moving through places where your name was mentioned without care. They are cleaning up residue energy that could have blocked your next miracle. You might feel sleepy, emotional, or deeply peaceful. That's your spirit releasing what it no longer needs. The clock is still ticking in the spirit realm, counting down toward your breakthrough. Don't panic, every second that passes brings you closer to divine closure. What started after your last message was not an attack, it was heaven answering you through exposure. When the truth surfaces fully, it won't come through arguments or proof. It will come through undeniable outcomes, changes, blessings, and reversals that only heaven could arrange. You will not need to defend yourself anymore. Life itself will become your witness. Heaven is saying, stay patient. What is yours can't be stolen anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You've endured spiritual warfare in silence, yet your silence has become your shield. Every time you resisted reacting in anger, you passed another divine test. That's why the heavens trust you with this next level. Soon, someone will try to reach out again, not because they care, but because their spirit feels the loss of your energy. You will recognize them instantly by the unease you feel in your stomach. When that moment comes, remember this message. Smile, stay calm, and say nothing. Your peace will confuse them more than any response ever could. The angels are preparing your path for renewal, new conversations, new connections, and new light that reflects your growth. This next chapter will feel strange at first, but you'll quickly realize it's the life you prayed for quietly. By the time this message completes its purpose, your frequency will have shifted permanently. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Archangel Michael says, the world tried to delay your purpose, but heaven cannot be outnumbered. Your voice, your light, your destiny are now synchronized with divine timing. You may not feel powerful yet, but everything within you is expanding. Heaven is aligning people who will celebrate you instead of draining you. There's a relocation energy rising, a move, a new opportunity, or a message that invites you into something unexpected. When it arrives, it will carry peace, not fear. That's how you'll know it's divine. Someone important is already talking about you in rooms your name was never supposed to reach. But instead of harm, this time it's favor. The tables have turned quietly. What once was gossip has become testimony. You're walking into a season where everything that broke you will now build you. Type Amen to get blessing 777. When the 21 minutes end, you will feel something shift, maybe a lightness in your body, maybe a spark in your mind, or maybe just silence. That's heaven sealing the timeline. What began after your last message has now been transformed into victory energy. Don't rush back to old habits or old connections. This silence is sacred. It's the space between endings and new beginnings. The angels are still downloading information into your spirit. Let it finish before you act. Soon, you will notice coincidences stacking, repeating numbers, certain names reappearing, songs that feel too perfectly timed. These are confirmations that the divine message was real. Every sign will carry peace instead of fear. Your story isn't ending, it's being rewritten with divine ink. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You were meant to see this because heaven knows you are strong enough to handle the truth. Nothing was ever truly against you, it was simply meant to teach you awareness. Now that you see through illusion, nothing can blind you again. Archangel Michael's final whisper comes through, do not look back. The storm behind you was necessary to reveal the light ahead. You are stepping into an era where your calm is your crown and your grace is your greatest weapon. This chapter closes tonight. The countdown completes, the energy resets, and your destiny restarts with divine clarity. When you wake tomorrow, something small but powerful will confirm it, a message, a sign, or a moment of peace so deep it feels sacred. The battle ends here. The blessing begins now. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, the clock has struck. The countdown has ended, but your transformation has just begun. Heaven has finalized the exchange, your pain has been converted into power, your silence into authority, your waiting into reward. The atmosphere around your name is no longer the same. Every whisper that once carried doubt about you now carries awe. People are beginning to feel it without understanding why, the magnetic pull of your spirit, the calm glow of someone who has survived divine fire and come out golden. You have become a living sign of heaven's accuracy. Even now, someone who thought you were gone for good is thinking of you. Their thoughts are heavy, filled with regret and realization. They are starting to remember every warning they ignored, every kindness they took for granted. Heaven is showing them what they lost when they mishandled your heart. Your peace has become their mirror. The calmer you grow, the louder their conscience becomes. This is divine justice, silent and sure. Type Amen to get blessing 111. A shift is happening in the physical world now. You might start noticing small movements, an email you weren't expecting, a sudden text, a strange sense of familiarity in a new place. That's heaven rearranging pieces so that restoration can meet you halfway. Someone is being instructed to return what belongs to you, not just in words, but in energy, recognition, and opportunity. What they withheld will now come rushing back with interest. You won't need to chase, you'll only need to receive. Archangel Michael says, when heaven restores, it does not repeat the pain, it rewrites the story. Everything that broke you is now being rewritten into a chapter that ends in strength and peace. Don't rush to celebrate loudly. Stay quiet, grateful, and observant. Miracles like these move silently before they become visible. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Right now, angels are walking through your past. They're touching every moment where you felt small, forgotten, or unseen. Each moment is being sealed with golden light, so it can never be used against you again. That's why memories are resurfacing, not to hurt you, but to heal you. Heaven is closing spiritual tabs that have been open too long. You'll feel lighter each time you release a memory that once held power over you. Someone who once doubted your tears is beginning to see visions of their own guilt. They'll never admit it to you, but heaven will make sure they feel what you felt. Not for revenge, but for recognition, so they can finally understand the value of a soul that meant no harm. Your name is being restored to its rightful frequency. By the end of this transformation, people will speak it with reverence, not ridicule. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There's also something financial aligning with your energy. A closed door will suddenly reopen, an old opportunity, an offer, a letter, or an approval that once seemed lost. Heaven is resending it with your new frequency attached. When it comes, it will feel strangely familiar, like déjà vu, because your soul already saw this blessing before your eyes did. The signature on it will symbolize completion. That's when you'll know it's divinely timed. Archangel Michael says, do not share everything at once. Keep your progress sacred for now. Hidden blessings grow best in silence. The moment you speak too soon, you give room for interference to listen. You've been through too much to let noise steal your peace again. Protect this calm. It's your inheritance. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The person who caused your sleepless nights has started feeling the weight of their actions. They look calm in the world's eyes, but their spirit hasn't rested since they crossed the line. Heaven doesn't forget the cries of the pure-hearted. You'll soon witness something strange. The same person who dismissed you will now echo your words, mimic your actions, or even reach out for help. That's divine irony. What they ignored in you has become what they now seek for themselves. Do not gloat, my child. Just observe. Heaven doesn't need applause to deliver justice. Their lessons are personal, and you must stay humble while watching. Let grace be your response, not pride. That's how you stay aligned with your light. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The next phase is emotional release. Tears might come unexpectedly, even when you feel calm. Don't stop them, every tear now carries healing codes. The angels use your emotions as channels to clear the residue from your past tests. After each tear, peace will settle deeper. After each sigh, your energy will rise higher. You are not breaking down, you're breaking free. Archangel Michael says, heaven cannot build upon pain until it has been released. That's why you're being guided to rest more, to breathe deeply, to trust quietly. This is the rebuild, not with noise, but with grace. When you wake up tomorrow, the light in your room will feel different. That's how you'll know the process is complete. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Something big is being written in your name, not in a book, but in the records of heaven. The angels are marking this as your victory day. Everything that came against you has now become evidence for your elevation. You might not see the full picture yet, but heaven works like a movie developing in secret. When the light shines on it, every detail becomes clear, and the beauty makes sense. Someone far away is also part of this story. You haven't spoken in a while, but heaven has intertwined your timelines again. This connection isn't romantic, it's karmic, divine, and meant to restore balance. You'll recognize it through peace, not confusion. Don't rush it. Let divine timing do its perfect work. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You'll soon receive something unexpected, a call, message, or encounter that feels almost unreal. Pay attention to the time when it happens, the numbers will carry meaning. It might be 7:07, 9:33, or 11:11. Heaven speaks through patterns. This message will not be from the one who hurt you, but from someone who honors you. Their words will feel familiar, like a long-awaited answer. It will mark the beginning of your public turnaround, the moment when your hidden blessings start becoming visible. Archangel Michael says, "Do not shrink when the light shines on you." You've earned this moment. Every time you think you're unworthy, remember the nights heaven defended you in silence. You are the miracle they tried to erase. Stand tall, even when you feel small. Heaven already crowned you in private. Type Amen to get blessing 888. There's a new strength awakening in your voice. When you speak now, people will listen differently. Even those who once dismissed your truth will pause in silence. Your tone carries angelic vibration, and it will shift rooms without effort. This power isn't for pride, it's for purpose. Heaven is preparing you to lead, to speak, to inspire those who once stood where you used to be. You will be the message you needed once. Don't underestimate the reach of your light. People you've never met will feel safe just hearing your words or seeing your calm. That's how divine energy works. It travels beyond distance, touching souls ready to awaken. Your presence alone is becoming prophecy fulfilled. Type Amen to get blessing 999. In these final moments, heaven wants you to know, the message that began after your last one was never to hurt you, it was to awaken you. You were chosen to be aware, not afraid. Every sign, every delay, every hidden conversation has now served its purpose. Archangel Michael says softly, "My work here is done, but my watch never ends." That means your protection is constant, even when you feel alone. No harm can reach you now, because your energy field has been sealed by divine order. Rest tonight without worry. The heavens have already gone before you, preparing joy where sorrow once lived. Tomorrow holds no fear, only revelation. Your story has shifted permanently. From this night forward, peace will follow your name.